Hello there, Taurus. How are you today? Let's take a look at any influencing factors that are surrounding your person. What is influencing their behavior, their decisions, all of that. Let's take a look, okay? Now, I hope you are doing well and the day is treating you well thus far, or this month, right? Okay, now use your very best judgment, your intuition, and take the messages and apply them as needed, if needed. All right, here we go. We've got the Page of Wands. Wow, so you've got some new energy here of just passion, inspiration. So someone here is feeling as though something is new. They're very enamored, right? They're very adventurous, enthusiastic about the current situation between the two of you. So here we've got also an individual who's very logical, incredibly intelligent, intuitive, but also very honest. So this individual is influenced by what they see. They're very logical, right? So, and they're very quick to point out flaws, but they're also very, very intuitive. They can kind of, dig deep, search within, and find the right answers. They go by gut feeling, right? Whereas the King of Swords doesn't. It's not about the gut feeling, it's about what's in front of them. But the Queen of Swords has that tendency to kind of go with their gut as well, right? They're very smart. They can cut things out of their lives that don't serve them. But they're also very hurtful with their words because they're so direct and so sharp-tongued that sometimes how they deliver their honesty is so painful, right? It can really feel like someone is just cutting you in half. We've got here a situation where there's some recognition, right? This individual is being recognized for whatever they do, right? So if their job, something like that. This can also be something like social media. If they participate in social media, they're getting some recognition, right? And they're seeing that not all of that is true, right? It's not heartfelt if it's social media, right? So you've got people that'll criticize you, or people that say nice things. They're able to kind of remove themselves and really be logical about it, right? So deep down, subconsciously, what's going on here is they're very satisfied with you. They are really loving their current situation. They're very satisfied and content with what's going on between the two of you. So that's a good thing. That's awesome. And here, what's happening, they do work very hard and they're very resourceful. They're very comforting and nurturing. They're the type of people that really enjoy the material wealth, that enjoy the beautiful things in life, right? They like to have a nice, tidy home, or they have, maybe a nice car, or tidiness around them, because how they present themselves to the world really matters to them. And they're very satisfied, obviously, Taurus, with you, because you're also that way. You like the comforts in life. You like beautiful things, right? So I think that this is a nice pair here, whoever you're dealing with. You've got some issues here with, maybe there were some secrets, or there were some things that just weren't discussed. But this requires both of you really to draw within, use your intuition to come up with the answers, to really bring that to light. Now you've got your Queen of Swords here, who I said is very intuitive, and they received clarity after really taking the time searching within for the answers, and now they understand what's happening because they have that ability to really reflect on things. In the near future, someone here is going to decide to walk away. Now, that doesn't mean walking away from the relationship, but walking away from a situation perhaps that is no longer serving them. So it could be a job, for example, or it could be like if they're holding on to a certain belief, right? And they say, you know what, I'm going to change my way of thinking because that's not serving me. So they choose to walk away from that, right? But certainly this can also mean somebody walking away from the relationship. But so far, I mean, nothing here has told me third-party situation or lots of fight. Well, so we've got the Three of Wands here. So again, as I've told you before, the number 3 is always something that I'm very suspicious about, right? Because it can signify third party, but third party could be person, place, or thing. It could be another human being. It could be a friend. It could be a family member, children, something like that, that's taking away their time away from you. So it could be work even. It could be friends. It could be a sport, right? A hobby. That's really parceling, that time that they would normally have with you, and it's chopping it up, and they're not able to commit to you as well, right? So, but the Three of Wands here also signifies that this individual is ready to take that next step forward, that they see that there's so much out there for you guys, and that they're ready to take that step forward. They're also influenced by having to make a really important decision in their life. And again, if this is business, like I said, are they, career-wise trying to walk away from something that no longer serves them, and they want to start something new because they see that on the horizon there's so much out there for them. Maybe they're an entrepreneur and they're trying to open up their own business, but again, they are really influenced by this heaviness of this, the importance of this decision that they need to make. And they really want a new beginning, right? So if this is an entrepreneur, they want to walk away from their current career or situation, their job, and they want to venture out, and they want a new beginning. They want to take that risk, but there's a part of them that's afraid to take that risk, because what if they fail, right? What if they fail and lose everything? Now, if this is obviously, a situation like a third-party situation, person, place, or thing, this individual is realizing, yeah, okay, I need to make a decision. Something has to go. I need to find balance in this situation so that I can have it all, right? So I can be satisfied, because this is what they want. They want their wishes fulfilled, and they know that there's something here that they're going to have to let go of so that they can move forward and continue to be satisfied. Okay, so if that's a relationship thing, if it's they got to give up, a third party, hopefully not. It's not that situation, but maybe if they're spending a lot of time with friends, for example, too much, and they're getting in the way of you guys really working on your relationship, they're realizing, well, maybe I shouldn't go out 5 nights a week, right? Okay, and then you've got the Seven of Pentacles. Again, they are sitting back and really reassessing everything so that they can make a decision of how to create this balance, find a decision here on how to really, grow your relationship, because they are satisfied and they want more of it, right? They know that it's the current situation is not going to continue to work, because you're going to get tired of it, right, Taurus? You're going to realize, no, I got something else to do. Yeah, Death card. So again, you've got a person here that's having to undergo transformation, because whatever decision they make, if they choose to give up whatever this third party thing is, person, place, or thing, they know that that's going to change them. And it's connected here with the Fool card, because they're afraid to take that risk, right? They're afraid to take the risk for a new beginning. And they're having to reevaluate rules and structure, right? What they once knew, what was comfortable for them at one time. Again, it could be about a job, it could be, friendship, or how they were, right? If this was a person that's, say, a bachelor or bachelorette for such a long time, they're really reevaluating their current situation, go, yeah, well, I've always done it this way. I don't know if I can give that up, right? And still be happy. So they're having to really reevaluate things and kind of put other things like, they're reevaluating the rules that's set forth for them, because now they're changing here. You've got this transformation card that's going on there. Yeah, and there's a part of them that can't make the decision because they feel really imprisoned. They're stuck. This is the card of being stuck. They're stuck. They don't know how to make that decision. They're afraid to take that next step. They're afraid to transform. They know that they're evaluating everything around them, but that requires them to also reevaluate their values, the structures, the rules in their life, and they feel trapped in their head. And they know that they're going to, you may notice that this person pulls away because they're having to really sit back and gain some sort of perspective in what's happening here. Again, you've got the Three of Pentacles. They want stability. They're creating stability. But again, you've got the 3 and you've got the 3 here. So third party, is this about a job? Are they putting in too many hours, right? Just to create that stability. What is it? What's going on? But they do want stability, however. Yeah, and the Hermit. So they're having to really sit back. This is another one of those cards where you have to kind of take yourself and draw away from the situation and see things from a different perspective. This is more of an intuitive thing, right? Introspection. You may notice that this person may check out, and really what it is they're gaining introspection, right? And again, we've got the King of Swords, someone that is so direct, that energy of just overly logical and strategic and intelligent. That's the energy here. It's hard for them to really reassess and make changes, because a lot of times the King of Swords are, they're very unyielding, right? They don't like change. They stick to what they know, and it's logical, and they're going to continue with those rules, those structures that have been set in place. They're not going to, it's hard for them to see things from a different perspective, right? Okay, let's see if there's any other oracle cards here. Any other messages that you need to know about Taurus, about your person? Yeah, space. I need more time to think. So what did I say? So this person may check out for a little bit, but really it's not that they've ghosted you forever. That's not, you've got 2 cards here, and then now you've got another confirmation card here, that they're going to kind of take a little bit of time, be by themselves, because they need a little bit more time to think. Introspection and being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. So really this person's within themselves and just really taking time to really reflect. And yeah, And whatever has gone on, transpired between the two of you, it's really stressing them out. And that's why they're having to take time away and go be in their cave, right? The hermit cave. And the good thing here is very promising, is they do see your side of the situation. You know, if you guys are having some issues, you know, like differing opinions, they do see your side of the story here very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Yeah, so take the time to really get to know each other when the time is right. Yeah, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So again, this is this right here. They need to really free themselves of these thoughts of being imprisoned, right, of being trapped. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. So this tells me that, you know, obviously you guys are going to take this relationship to a higher level if you're able to you know, work on all of these situations here, right? You know, whatever it is that's creating conflict between the two of you. Okay, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.